We finally have ourselves the very first firmware update for the Nikon ZR. Is this everything all the YouTubers have been wanting? The stoplights that are in RED cameras, RED tools, focus peaking when using view assist, better H.265, video quality. Are we getting all these things? And the answer is not quite, but we're getting some good features to this that have been improved and are going to give more longevity for a lot of users out there that do take advantage of some of those tools. So let's jump into that right now. Big thanks to Nikon Singapore for loaning me the ZR, the 35 1.2 S lens, and the all-new 105, 24 to 105, 4 to 7.1 kit lens, by the way. This is very cute. Very nice lens. Let's talk about what's new on this one. Recording time's been extended up to 6 hours. And that's with ProRes 422HQ, H.265 10-bit, and H.265 8-bit. Now that's going to be excluding the higher frame rates out there, the 100 and the 120 frame rates per se. But if you're going to be playing in that wheelhouse that most people record in, 24, 25, 30p thereabouts, you can get up to 6 hours of recording now. R3D will still be limited to 125 minutes, but you know what? That's a lot of data, so I don't think anybody's going to complain about that one, okay? Anyway, I don't think you're going to shoot 6 hours continuous video with R3D. If you do, let me know in the comment section below, what do you shoot? RED camera files can be renamed, so it's going to be very similar to how RED files are labeled in RED cameras. So that's going to be nice, especially if you're using the ZR as a B cam, C cam, what have you, and you want to make sure everything is sort of organized for your editors or post-production. You can now rename those, and it's very, well, somewhat easy to find. It doesn't really say R3D there, but you'll find it, and I'll show you where it's at in the menu right now. Highlighting clipping will be displayed in the waveform monitor when you're shooting R3D. Now, this is good because exposure metering with R3D for a lot of people was a bit confusing, myself included. Now, with RAW, you can obviously adjust in post thereabouts, but you don't know if you're underexposed or overexposed. It was challenging. And especially if you're using view assist LUTs and so forth, people did make custom LUTs to help you out with this. But Nikon is giving you a tool to help you better with your exposure, and it actually does work relatively well. So it's easy to find. You set up your waveform, and you're going to see your highlighting clipping when you are in R3D. It activates when you're recording. So you'll see that red line on the top that lets you know if you're beyond that, you better bring it back down. So you're all good on that. Also, speaking of R3D, now you can actually set it in auto now. Before you had to be in manual mode to use R3D. Now you can actually set it in auto. Also, we have a maximum number of LUTs you can put into this is now 50, from 10 to 50. So if you need 50 LUTs in your camera, for whatever reason, you now have that option. Load it through the card, you're good to go. And last but not least, the power on lamp can be turned on or kept on when the monitor is turned off. So that's in the setting there for you, and you'll notice that it actually works relatively well if you want that green light always on for you, just in case you're wondering if the camera's on or off. All right, so with that, is this the firmware update a lot of you have been wanting? And the answer is probably not, myself included. Focus peaking, I was hoping they would address this because, you know, when I use the Z8 and Z9, it works fine. And NRAW, you know, view assist LUTs, it's fine. But for whatever reason, it's not working here on the ZR. And if you want to use cinema lenses and you want to focus peak with this beautiful large display on the back, and you want to shoot wide open 1.8, 1.5, f2, it's very, very challenging. And Nikon has not addressed that yet. Now, in terms of the other exposure meterings that people would like to see from RED, not in here yet. Maybe that'll come in a future firmware update. My guess is that Nikon is still trying to figure out who the ZR is for and maximizing it. And also, too, they have the RED Komodos and the Raptors, and I think that they want to probably separate the line somewhat. I think this has become a beast that they did not expect it to be. And as a result, there's so many people out there that are just pushing this camera to its utmost limits. And yes, it's a cinema camera, but it's also a more budget-friendly cinema camera. But you know how the market is. They dictate how they're going to use these products. And I think this is beyond Nikon's expectations in some regards. And it's a good thing because that means people love what Nikon is doing. They love their approach, and hats off to them for creating such an amazing camera system. But we definitely need features like focus peaking. Anyway, guys, that's it on the firmware update. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I know some of you are going to be upset. Some of you may be crying right now. I've got Nikon tissue for you. Do not worry. It's yellow, black, and a little bit of red. But you know what? Nikon will come through. I'm sure they will. And with that, guys, like, subscribe. Thank you for the support. Greatly appreciate it. And I'll chat to you all very, very soon. Bye.